Hello, I'm doing a bonus stream. Let me adjust my volume so the microphone is less likely to pick it up. I've decided that I wanted to do some stuff on a Ranger I had been working on at one point in time for theoretical Let's Play purposes. And I decided I wanted to do some stuff with her. There has been added a Fancy Pants sword. Happy birthday, character. This Fancy Pants sword has a crystalline blade skin and is available for the low price of 5 of the what'd you call them? Proofs of Legend. So I thought I'd go ahead and continue this character. Panic. I really don't need any other characters here. I rushed this character to Eye of the North up here in order to get a couple of heroes to make everything the easy. So that is what I'm going to do. Apparently I also have an enraged lunge from somewhere. Don't ask me where. But yeah. Oh, candy cane bow. So I'm going to go wreck Fort Rannoch. So this should be fun. Push back the invading Char army. I am leveling up a phoenix creatively named after a planeswalker for some reason. This guy is saying if we don't stop them, thousands of our countrymen will die. It is rather warm here. Interestingly enough, lots of little Char groups. I'm assuming these guys are doing things. Yep, yeah, these guys are just like, whatever. We are level 20s. What are you going to do? I'm going to tell my pet to attack this guy. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, pets. I'm actually a little over-leveled for this myself, being level 12. I'm going to pop my pet panel open. I think this is a Rainbow Phoenix, something like that. I forget how you get it. I think it just shows up in the Hall of Monuments or something. It's been a while. I really don't think my pet's going to be quick enough to be able to get any attacks in, not with how quickly these guys are going down to Vex efforts. Oh man, a completely pointless function. Is that a broken flute? Yeah, Gwen's broken flute. I could actually use this Igneous Summon Stone, so... There we go. Now I'm summoning sick. Oh wow, this character already has victory tokens. An accumulation of holiday stuff. Huh. How bizarre. How very bizarre. Okay, enough looking at my inventory and reacquainting myself. Yeah, so you can see one of the things about pets is it's effectively the pet attack is applying a buff to them that triggers off of their next attack. Armin Saberlin over here will tell me about his son being carried off by the Char, and he wants us to rescue him. Now, if I'm not entirely mistaken, there's a bad flatbow over there. I'm not going to bother trying to hunt down necessarily. Somewhere around here. This is, I think, a unique thing. If I'm not wrong about this. Yeah, I think it's over here. This looks. Yep, there it is. So you see Gurn Blanston up here. This is, as far as I'm aware, the only instance in which a quest appears in a mission. But if you talk to this guy, he'll give you a quest to basically say, hey, let my wife know what's going on. He says, every day I watch more and more of my comrades die at the hands of the Charr. Now that they've breached the wall, I fear that my time may be running out. I haven't seen my wife for over 3 months. I'm not scared of dying, but I hate the thought of leaving her without at least a final message. My wife lives just outside of Ascalon City. Her name is Melka. Please, if you find her, tell her that I love her. It would mean a lot to me. Can you find her and give her that message? You must miss her. Of course I'll help you. With 500 experience, it's not a whole lot. He says, thank you, friend. I won't forget this. So this is kind of a unique thing that happens here. Like I said, that as far as I recall doesn't happen anywhere else. I guess since I'm flat. Close enough, I will pick up this flat bow. Wherein you get a quest from a guy just in the area. In an actual mission, as opposed to usually quest givers are not in missions. They're in explorable zones or outposts or whatever. But this is kind of a unique happenstance. So. There, my pet managed to get off an enraged lunge. Now, this character is supposed to be kind of a ranger-warrior hybrid. I probably want to get escape on her at some point in time. Very good skill. Yeah, okay, you can see Dieter is over there and he's trapped. It's even like the description of him is he is the trapped Dieter. Which is kind of not exactly what you'd really want to be called, but whatever. Yeah, okay, now it's just Trooper Dieter Saberlin. I don't know if he shows up in Guild Wars 2 or not. It's an interesting question. I've typically run across him by accident. This is not a map that I know especially well, and I tend to get slightly lost in my process of going through it. Leading as a result to my getting the bonus even unintentionally. Let's see, Rorst One Eye. Yeah, Becca's a fallback build. Very convenient. And that is my pet leveling up, which is exactly what I want to see happen. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this part becomes a bit... No, was there anything back here? I feel like there wasn't, but I want to double check. No, this is just some blasted out wall. It actually reminds me a lot of... there's a ruined courthouse or something in Rome that has all these gigantic arches, and this reminds me a little bit of that. I'd love to see a game that takes place in Ascalon's past. I'd like to see Guild Wars, the Guild Wars, as it were, where you can see things like, what is the city of Rin like when it wasn't a ruined pile of ruinedness, stuff like that. I trust Vec to be able to wipe these guys out without much in the way of any thought or trouble. Is my armor... yeah, this is max AR. So I'm pretty spec'd out. Yeah. Let's just say I'm going to be making this mission pretty easy. As I recall, the Overseers are annoying because they have heal area, but our DPS should just so drastically outweigh it that it doesn't matter. think the way forward might actually be that direction. But Dieter's over this way, and it's a easy additional 1,000 experience or something. And a skill point, which may be worth something. The Martyrs have infused health, which is actually kind of an interesting choice. At least as I recall they do. Infused health is a very interesting monk skill from a design perspective. What it does is it takes a percentage of your maximum or health. Well, you sacrifice half of your current health and takes a percentage of that and heals target other ally by that amount. Now, what makes that worthwhile is that amount is like 100 and some odd percent or whatever. And it has no recharge and a very quick activation, a quarter-second activation time. He says, the Char of Slaughtering carried off many of our friends. They must be stopped. I will report back to my father. If you can get to the trebuchets north of here, perhaps there is hope. And that gets us the bonus. You don't actually have to complete it to be able to get the bonus. Let's see, I think this is the direction I want to go. Yeah, let's run a temple off to that side. And the other thing about Infused Health is it has no recharge. Because it's a naturally weakening skill, as you expend health to heal your allies, your ability to heal naturally goes down because it's based upon your current health. I think that's really a rather interesting design. I have no idea what's happened to that fire imp. I don't think it's especially relevant. "10 minutes. I'm probably going to get some aggro, but it's going to be largely non-relevant. Yeah. Get back here. There we go. I'm not going to worry about the Char on the other side. Killing enemies isn't worth enough experience to wander all the way over there. Let's see if this wreckage has anything in it. Nope. Sometimes they do. Mostly they don't. They are primarily used for... oh, I forget his name now. But there's a thing coming up where we have to go retrieve catapults bits from the siege master over there. Oh, okay. I'm going to need to make sure my inventory is not full. So I'm going to salvage a thing. Yeah, there. The truncheon's just not worth enough. I'd be bothered with either. I want to make sure I have open inventory space so I can get the thing at the end. Gold coins I'll pick up. A lot of this stuff, since I should be finishing this mission fairly quickly, I will get fairly conveniently.
Damn Char snuck up while I was repairing this trebuchet. It's missing a release lever, a restraining bolt, and an arming crank. Search the other wrecked trebuchets to find those 3 pieces and bring them to me. If you do, I can fix this little lovely, and we'll give those Char a taste of their own filth. To activate the trebuchet after it's fixed, pull the lever once to load it, and once again to fire it. Anything under its blast will get blown to bits.
Kaboom!
But hurry! More Char come through the wall every minute.
The other thing is I saw level these enemies. So this game has experience degradation based upon level difference. So, well, experience modification based on level difference. So if you defeat an enemy that's higher level than you, you get more experience. And if you defeat an enemy that's a lower level than you get less. Experience is also split up among party members. The end result of this being that enemies that are somewhere around 5 or 6 levels below you just don't give any experience. You'll literally see 0x pop up. I'm level 12 right now. These Char are level 6. So let's see how much experience I get from one of them dying. I get 0. Yeah, so these little enemies are literally not worth any experience to me. Do I have Char carvings? I feel like that's something I do have in my inventory somewhere. I do. Yeah, I'll need to make sure to carefully go through my inventory to clear out stuff I don't need. And I have 7 Axe Mastery. Whoop. Not supposed to go down there quite yet. "15 minutes in this map now." Just kind of curious, because I usually think a lot of the Prophecies missions is taking a long time. But this is not taking especially longer than some of the Canthan ones, so... There we go. And this last wrecked catapult for the salvaged arming crank, if I can pick it up past Chandra there. It looks kind of like part of an engine, and a bit of exhaust with a muffler on it or something. Here you go, Siege Master. He just tells me how to use it again. This is actually kind of interesting from a historical perspective. The historical perspective being teaching you how to repair trebuchets or catapults, which is relevant for Guild versus Guild. This game was originally supposed to be a PvP game, hence the name Guild Wars. It was actually focused on the war between guilds that occur in guild halls. The issue was that they wanted some sort of tutorial, so they wanted, I don't remember the exact reasoning, but basically they made the PvE experience to have a lot of tutorial elements for the PvP elements in the game. If you look at the desert missions, Thirsty River, Lona Reach, and oh, I'm blanking on the last one. But anyway, Dunes of Despair. They all are trying to mechanically teach you stuff that you need to know for doing... Yeah, unfortunately it takes so long to arm this that the Char there get out of range by the time this lands, although not all of them did. And so one of the mechanics, so all of those were to teach you mechanics for the, well, it was the Hall of Heroes maps. It was then Tomb of the Primeval Kings, but that's later been changed to a PvE map when they moved the Hall of Heroes to take place, or to be Heroes Ascent, which took place in a different location that was campaign independent. That was a change that occurred when Factions was released, as they moved all of the PvP entry points to the Battle Isles to have an area that was campaign independent, and that's why those all have a Canthan sort of motif to them. When they were released. But ooh, a bottle rocket. But so one of the mechanics in GVG, to return to my original thought, is trebuchets. So one of the things that you can do is you can power up a trebuchet to, I forget if it's attack the other person's guild hall or defend yours. It's something like that. The basic point is that it's a powerful siege weapon that does a lot of damage. And you need to grab a trebuchet repair kit or something along those lines in order to repair the trebuchet in order to be able to use it. So there is a component of grabbing that and whatnot as in GVG, and this is teaching you that mechanic. Which I think is rather interesting. Yay, mission complete. That's experience and skill point. Good old Prince Rurik.
The time for action has come. No more cowering behind this wall. From now on, we take the fight to our enemies!
Prince Rurik! Prince Rurik!
What is it?
Prince Rurik! We are victorious, but it has cost us greatly. During their retreat, the Charr took prisoners. Several of our wounded have been carried off.
My bird's too big.
Ascalons will live in fear of these beasts no more. We march to the north, to free our brothers and take back that which has been taken from us.
Oh man, I thought that'd happen. Welcome to the Frontier Gate, and also my inventory is full of random stuff. Which is unsurprising, but there it is. Ruins of Sirmia is the quest, the next mission. This is another random quest that is rather long, and I'm not going to... Well, I'll grab it right now. It says, I was appalled when I heard what happened. It is unconscionable that 2 of my men would try to steal from the temple. Serenity Temple, I imagine. But when I went to confront Footman Tate and Footman Quinn with these allegations, I discovered they had fled. I do not think they can have gone far. Shiftless and gutless as they both are, they must be within the eastern frontier, or perhaps as far south as Pockmark Flats. And yet, now, more than ever, all my men must stay focused on defending the wall. Will you find these 2 and bring them to justice? There's Murik the Shouter. He had a different role. He says, Flameseeker prophecies will be fulfilled. Make peace with the gods before it's too late. I forget what his name was, but he had a different title in pre-searing Ascalon. I could potentially go investigate that later. But he basically was warning people then and continues to warn them even now, so... Okay, that needs to go out there. Where is there any other misplaced items? I'm not seeing any right now. I'm gonna put this Juggernaut over here. Okay, I have to spend some time clearing out this inventory. It is aggressively full. This is the unglorified part of playing this game. And I'm full up on cloth. I need to figure out if I can turn cloth into something useful to have. Maybe Bolts of Damask? I'm gonna go visit the artisan in a moment. Okay, yeah, these are all super junk. Boo! Alright, I'm gonna go visit Artisan Dave to see if he can do anything with this stuff. I think he's outside. It's been a while, let me just say that. Faden Hathorn's insane. Ruins of Ashford over here. They did a remarkable job of clearing up some of these gigantic death crystals. I have to say, oh yeah, there he is. He's just right outside. Artisans convert lower level crafting materials to higher ones. So the crafting materials come in roughly two categories, regular and rare. You can make bolts of linen, but that's made out of plant fibers, steel ingots, leather squares, and rolls of parchment. Okay, so he doesn't actually do anything with cloth, but somebody must. I might look into that later. For now, I'll just hang on to this cloth, I guess. Let's see. Now, I need to do missions from all over the place in order to be able to successfully advance my efforts. So, I'm going to actually jump ahead in the narrative by 2 missions, because I don't feel like spending all day doing these missions. What do you have for me, Tabor? Woolridge? Artisan Rudger. Yeah, I'm not doing that run right now, thanks. Captain Osric, I believe. The Road to Borless Pass. Shiver Peak Stragglers is obnoxious. The way is blocked. I don't know. I think I need to do, like, a bunch of these. Whatever, I'll just take all of those. Why not? This is actually some of the PvP that isn't taken out. This is a low-level arena that Bramgar here, this dwarf, will take you to. I'm not particularly interested in it, and it's probably deserted, but it's there. So, Van the Warrior will give me a quest that will give me several skills. I'm not going to take Grand Cleaver's quest until I look stuff. You may be able to do some handy-dandy things if I have a different profession, so never pass up an opportunity for free skills, I say. Now, normally you're supposed to have 6 people. Pshaw. Pshaw, I say. I am sufficiently high level that it doesn't matter. What do you want, Marcus? Cold enough for you. I think I've been on guard duty out here away from the fires for as long as I remember. Last time I cracked wise with Captain Osric, that's for certain. Well enough my sad story, I suppose, and I can help you with stragglers. I'd start your search along the road to the southwest. So that would be this general direction. In general, a lot of Stone Summit along here. Not much to say about them. They're Stone Summit. This stuff should actually be giving me experience points. Might live a little bit. I need to watch out for empathy. Okay, I do have remove hex on Ogden, so there's that at least. Pet window. Is that? Whatever. Oh, chat is open. Oh, that opens up. Slash opens up chat. That opens up minions. I am not a necromancer, so I do not have minions. The little quest arrow will indicate which direction to go for your current quest. There's a star there. I'm not feeling especially concerned about it. I'm just going to move along through here. See, that's empathy I don't want to attack through because it'll hurt me. Pretty badly, I imagine. It also reduces my damage, so it makes me just grossly ineffective. If you're interested in what some of these missions are, I recommend checking out in the wiki. I don't really feel like reading out all the text, and I understand that it is the resolution is a bit low to actually be able to see what it says. So, I'm currently doing Securing the Veil, but there's also Shiver Peak Stragglers and the Road to Borless Pass. Additionally, I'm doing The Way is Blocked, which is the primary quest. And you can ask in the comments if you're interested about what any of those are. I have Antidote Signet, I should use that. But yeah, if you're curious about what any of those are, you can always ask in the comments, and I will be happy to give you appropriate links or whatever as well. At this point in time, the specifics of various little plot points aren't something that I especially care about delving into. But I encourage people who are interested to do so. The basic point is we're trying... So, a basic summary, the last mission... So I'll go into this a bit more with the last mission, but to get everybody caught up, there's a mission around here-ish in this general area, where Prince Rurik is like, yeah, we're just fleeing to Kryta because the Char suck and are killing everybody. And so we have a bunch of refugees from Ascalon that are leaving, and one of the first stops is Yaxbent here. But the refugees are leaving, and we are trying to help those refugees get across the Shiver Peak Mountains. So that's kind of the focus of, yeah, 40 damage, not worth swinging through. So that's kind of the focus for the next couple quests and missions, is stuff dealing with these refugees. Now, by a bunch of those quests spawn dudes, so by taking them, I have increased the number of enemies I'm facing here. I'm not especially worried, however, because my party is overleveled. But it is somewhat dangerous, so I'm going to need to be semi-careful. I have Antidote Signet, though, which would be absolutely bonkers. Cleanse yourself of poison, disease, blindness, and another condition. This is like... That would be absolutely insane in Guild Wars 2, because it's on, I kid you not, a 4-second cooldown. But in this game, it's perfectly fine. Because there's all sorts of ways, just keep applying conditions. And you could potentially get it diverted, and all sorts of other things. It didn't actually used to have that and one other attachment to it. I imagine Vec is going to make a lot of people very dead around here very quickly. Oop, not attacking through that. Yeah, Ogden has his hands full. I maybe have over-aggroed a little bit. I'm going to heal my pet here. I don't really need Wild Chop, I think. The sages being problematic. We may have bitten off a little bit more than we should have, but I'm not too worried about it. These guys are running around like a decapitated chicken, though. Let's do something about him. Oh, Ogden is down. Now I'm worried. Yeah, my pet just got killed. That knocks my bar in recharge. Vac, come back this way. Oh, Vac, you're not coming back this way, are you? I have pacifism on me, prevents me from attacking. We gutted them pretty well. Come and catch me. Some sarcasm there, eh? Another mechanic that I like, you take more damage to your back when you're running. See if I can transfer aggro to my pet. Successful! Pet aggroed. Don't know that the Wild Blow has a place on my bar right now. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a resurrection skill, so this is one mechanic that I really like from Guild Wars 2. I'd like to be able to come over here and be like, hey, I'm not in combat, can I just get my dude rezzed? But nope, the answer is no, I cannot. Pet, go wreck that guy, he's not obnoxious. Oh, disrupting chop. Well, my pet's about to kill itself. That's okay. Oh man. This guy's good with his disrupting chop. Okay, I'm just going to get everybody rezzed. So the good old-fashioned tactic of get myself killed. It's not a huge deal. Whee! I like Mineral Springs. This place is not Mineral Springs. Be interested to see if that fire imp stays up long enough. It does. Yeah, 64 experience. A significantly better experience from these guys. Pet control panel was a nice thing for them to add. Another Ravager. Poor choice of target, though. Okay, we'll take you out too, Ice Golems. Works so much better when Vex around. Yeah, Juniper barks are just there to be obnoxious as far as I can tell. Ooh! Orange dye. That's exciting. Somewhat. Proceed to the second control point of Traveler's Vale, which is just further on this way. A lot of these quests stack together really well, though a lot of them will also increase the number of enemies, which I think I mentioned. I won't run as one. I wonder if I have it or not. The answer to that question is no. So there's Inner Frostbite. He is going to be a jerk, by which I mean be a mesmer. But I need to take him out for one of the quests, is why he's specifically relevant. Actually, Stone Summon Axe Wielder, I want to take care of this. Oh, I guess that guy got taken care of. Yay, pets leveled up. Okay, I'm going to clear out some of the Stone Summit here. You can see over there, the bunch of green triangles. That would be the they are quest relevant. The stragglers, the Shiver Peak stragglers. She thanks me, and doesn't want to get killed by dwarves. That's basically a summary of that. They'll follow us. I think I need to lead them back, so that's what I'm going to do. Just a bit of a jaunt this way. I'm going to show this hat, because I feel like it. Let's see. The way is blocked. Was taking out Inner Frostbite. The road to Bolas Pass was, I don't even know, killing some Stone Summit or something. This is Shiver Peak Stragglers. So you can see like these all stack on top of each other. And for this I just need to take the Survivor Band, which is behind me right there, and bring them up this way. And then I'm going to be doing Securing the Veil. So guard Marcus. I need to wait for the stragglers to get close enough, and then I can. He is happy that they are back, and there's a dialogue here that happens, I think. Maybe? Anyway, basic point, Shiver Peak Stragglers is now complete as well, so I just want to complete Securing the Veil. Make sure stuff hasn't infiltrated my inventory where it doesn't belong. Doesn't look like it. Also want to make sure I don't go on wildly roundabout routes. The one thing is the way it's blocked is turned in up that direction. It's not actually turned in Yak's Bend. So the turn-in location is the the next mission outpost, which is the mission I'll be doing next after this. I feel like there's a bunch of Maguma that, or a bunch of centaurs that show up, but I think that's in a significantly later quest, out of Beacon's Perch, maybe? Oh no, there's some Shiver Peak warriors here. So there's another patrol point that he wants me to go to, which is directly behind me. So I'm going to go over there while most of these enemies have been cleared out, after I take care of these Shiver Peak warriors who have decided to ambush me. Sort of. There's an unfortunate delay before pets attack. Would you... Where are you all coming from? Just keep running in from off-screen. Yeah, that's fine. Inventory's full. Probably not a useful item to grab in the first place. Do I have mains? Nope. Okay, whatever. Okay, not sure exactly 100% from, oh, there it is right there. Just a little bit further on that way. Oh, and this last waypoint is actually right near the entrance to the Ascalonian Foothills, which is a zone that like a quest takes you into, but is otherwise largely ignored. Prophecy's had a lot of these, largely ignored zones. They're there, and they connect the maps together, but nothing or very little takes place in there. They've done a reasonable job of increasing the importance of a number of them over the years, though. There's like maybe 1 or 2 quests that take you there. Something like that. Oh, another sage. Again, pets for some reason run up to the foe and then take a little bit before they actually engage in proper combat, which is a little irritating. For some reason the refugees have decided that they're going to continue following me. I'm not really sure why, but hey, if they want to join me on the patrol route, go for it. Okay, that's the last one of those. I'm going to go turn in the ways blocked and then go turn in those. That's why it's nice to have fallback. Whoops, I want to make sure I avoid that mob of enemies. The refugees got snared by them. Hopefully they keep following me. I don't think the quest can retroactively fail, but still. Where am I experience-wise? 66% of the way to earning my next level. About 3,000 more experience. Well, I'm going to get a good chunk of the way there with this, for sure. First things first, I'm going to need to clear my inventory. beware weird screen effects. That is the effects of Crichton Brandy. I don't really need it in my inventory, so I'm going to make everybody dizzy. Hopefully not too badly, though. Ooh. Okay, merchant is over here. Hadja, which is interesting only because it's very similar to Haida, which is the name of a hero you can get later. Actually, I want to get the quest reward first. It says, yay, relieved to hear I cleared the road. Yay, experience points. I find those effects fairly obnoxious. Okay, these are maybe getting to the point where it might start be worth it to ID them. Tribal Blade goes up 3 gold. First Cane goes up, ooh, enough gold. That goes up not enough gold. Short Bow also goes up not quite enough gold. That goes up that went up a good chunk though. Rightio. 2 yak spent. Where I can turn in some more quests. And that effect went away. Mostly. Yay. Quest reward. Yay, quest reward. More relevant quest reward is this one over here from Van. It gives me a few warrior skills. Let's see. I'm going to continue on, but before I do, I'm gonna takes the Sun Spears and Credit Quest from Line Guard Figo. I don't know what my original intentions were with this character. I suspect they involved some amount of taking things in a specific order. I do not care, however, about trying to take things in a specific order. I don't need it yet, but I do want the book for the Flameseeker Prophecies. I'm going to grab this quest. Not doing that just yet, though. Imagine Malaquire has a quest to give me a Signet of Capture, which is relevant. That lets me get elite skills. He wants me to get him some Orient tablets. And then he gives me a Signet of Capture, and then I think he gives me another one later. This Mercenary Registrar may not let me get my mercenary heroes until I'm level 20, and I honestly don't remember on that front. Oh, nope. It just straight up lets you get them. So that pretty much eliminates my need to go elsewhere right now. So on that note, I'm going to go back over to Borlus Pass. I don't know if I have a hammer in my inventory, and if I do, I'm not sure if I have one that I... this Furious Hammer, 13 to 20. That's vaguely better. Oh, they're both terrible. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to use either of them, most likely. These I'm going to ID because I think they're worth more if I do. Alright, Merchant. I need to clear out my inventory again, because that's what I do. I clear out my inventory over and over again. Okay, I'm going to just add those heroes. This is the part where I need to outfit them with equipment. This is going to be the Hourglass Staff because it is universally good. Okay. Now what do I want from these guys? I don't know. Do I have a... Stole it with a Signet. Oh, Signet of Illusions build. That's probably not very good right now. Well, this is probably a terrible idea for energy management, but whatever. Have a build that spews fire at things. Geotank is not what I'm looking for here. It's a weird build, whatever. I'm looking to see if I have a more healing-oriented build. That is a Signet of Spirits build. That's not at all strange. Elementals are unfortunately semi-mediocre damage-wise later in the game because things... Well, everybody loves Searing Flames. Sure, why not? More Searing Flames. Always the best. While I'm at it, Vec, why don't you go ahead and become Searing Flames? I don't randomly have you doing things for other reasons, do I? Heroes, normal way, Searing Flames with fallback. Of Fury. Well, that certainly is a bar. I don't think you need that much blood magic, though. Because instead of that, I want you to have the Siphon Spirit skill that gets you energy off of spirits. And I don't remember if that's in channeling or it's right there. It could just flat out be right there. In retrospect, that may be slightly redundant, so I'm actually going to switch that to Ancestor's Rage. Sure, that looks fine. I think we're about to go trounce some dudes pretty badly. Don't know about Healing Breeze, but whatever, we'll roll with it. Have I leveled up yet? No. I was kind of hoping I had. Right. Let's go trounce some dudes. In retrospect, I had been wanting to make Price have some healing, but I'm not sure it matters. Okay, everybody's on guard. That's very important. You want everybody to be on guard. Just gonna, you know, walk along, watch everything burn. Light the storm beacons. It's gonna be pretty chill. I did not mean to make that pun, but I will accept it. I like puns. I believe lighting all the storm beacons is the bonus. I don't remember. Yeah, those health bars are just evaporating. It's... Searing Flames is a little ridiculous, and is just straight up unfair to come off of level 20s in this environment. Plus I have 2 fallbacks for better running potential. So this is one of the things that I really dislike that this game does. It makes you carry bundles sometimes, and half the professions really want to be, I don't know, attacking with their weapons, which they find extremely difficult to do while carrying bundles because you can't attack while you're holding stuff, like, for example, this torch that I'm using to light the storm beacons. So I'm currently unable to attack without dropping it, and I don't really feel like dropping it. So I'm just going to let my heroes charbroil everything. I mean, that's probably going to be happening anyway, but... yeah, and I have a battery. This is gonna be silly. Pet, go and attack that guy. Haha. I like that this game makes a distinction. Zero storm beacons left. Oh yeah, makes a distinction between maybe it isn't. Honestly, I don't remember what the bonus is. It might be something to do with a dragon. But I do like that this game makes a distinction between spells and attacks. This is something Guild Wars 2 doesn't do. To Guild Wars 2, an attack is an attack is an attack. And that's why you can't differentiate between moves that way. And I kind of prefer differentiating, because it lets you care about different things. Yeah. But anyway, I've got to carry explosives for the dwarves, or dwarven explosives. Beastmasters suck. They have a skill called Giant Stomp, which knocks everybody down, and it is the worst. And he burnt to death before he could use it, and I'm very thankful for that. Actually, now that I think about it, this bonus might involve an undead dragon in a cave, but I'm not sure. That was a boss. Yep. Was a boss. Emphasis on past tense. Okay, I need to go destroy a bunch of ballistae. Ballista? I don't know. Whatever the pronunciation for that word is. The basic point is I need to go destroy them. I'm not sure if I'll concern myself with a bonus or not. That's right, I can just do that. Haha. I've not quite gotten used to the fact that this character has oh yeah, and the ballista, instead of destroying them directly, you take out their engineers, and apparently the engineers are load-bearing because the ballista, like, collapse and explode and stop functioning after that, so... I don't know. Giant Stomp. I think Don't Trip was made to counter that move, and that move specifically. Again, holding bundles is actually, I'm jumping back to an old topic, but not a huge deal when you're not playing as the only human, because if you're playing with a party of humans, and they, I don't know, you have a monk or something with you that can carry them, it becomes significantly less of an issue. I'm actually going to go see about potentially pursuing the bonus here. The reason for that is I could still use 1,000 experience points at this point in time, so I might as well. Yeah, this Ranger build is definitely a work in progress. It's level 12 right now. In terms of like being a full functional build, it's very much so a work in progress. I need to grab 2 explosives for this, don't I? I would recommend potentially upgrading some of the skills to stronger ones. It's not a PvP build, because Comfort Animal in PvP doesn't bring your pet with you. Okay, now he, I think, tells me about a dragon. Yeah, pets can be a lot of fun. I just wish they didn't take so long to start attacking. So he tells me that I freed him and he's grateful, and something about spying on their plans. Got an Ice Drake. He wants to that they want to unleash. I think you explode this rock. You explode this rock. I remembered right. To some extent, like, you want to tune your build to what you're encountering. I'd probably want some sort of attack speed buff. I think Rampage's one is a skill. That's a pretty good choice. That for an elite. You probably generally don't want Wild Blow unless you're particularly dealing with a lot of stances. I don't know why it's currently on this bar. I kind of suspect it's due to a lack of better choices. These Driders are annoying. Whether or not you want to self-heal skill is another matter as well. This character has very limited skill selection, so I kind of have to make do with what I have access to. I like all those pillars of light that are in this game. There's Whiskar Featherstorm. Funny spelling of Whisker. Oh man, I just got a magical thing that happened. I leveled up. Take that, Beast Mastery. You're better now. How does my pet have a 4% morale boost while I have a 10% one? I am confused by this. Now that I think about it, though, I'm not quite sure how morale boosts work for pets. Maybe they get boss morale boosts, but not plot morale boosts? That wouldn't surprise me. Sometimes I wonder how people first found some of these bonus entrances and stuff. Like, I know how they proliferated, because it's like, oh yeah, and you just do this for the bonus. But had to start sometime. Let's see, is there more siege armaments to destroy? There's definitely more ice golems. Yeah, there's more engineers up there. Inventory staying clear enough still. I don't think those Dwarven soldiers are going to have a good time. Energy is holding out, although it's pretty clear that a Mesmer shouldn't be trying to pretend to be an elementalist from an energy standpoint. Ooh, coins. It's a dull yak rider. I'm not going to try to turn that into a song. That's a terrible idea. The riders are monks, so that one didn't particularly do anything. Man, everything's just evaporating. Ooh, honeycomb. Behold, Prince Rurik in negotiations with King Jealous Ironhammer. Over there. Very close negotiations. Yep.
Ah, my good and excellent friends. I got pinned down here in Croc's Hollow when the Stone Summit attacked.
Good thing we arrived when we did.
I owe you many thanks. I would raise a pint of Dwarven ale in your honor, but there is still much work to do.
Well, perhaps when everyone is safely through Borlus Pass.
Agreed. But now I must go back and lead our people to Grubel's Gulch. You go on ahead and clear the way. Secure a shelter for the night, and then we'll see about that ale.
As you wish, my prince.
Talk to King Ironhammer. He'll help you garner safe passage into the Gulch. I will see you there.
Oh, more bundles.
The good dwarfs of Deldramore thank you for your help.
We do what we can to honor the old alliances.
Then the Deldramore dwarfs will honor them as well. Your prince's request for passage through the mountains has been granted. Take this enchanted torch and light the beacon outside Grubel's Gulch. My brother, Breknar Ironhammer, will open the gate for you once he sees the arcane flame. Your people will be safe in the Gulch for the night.
Thank you, King Ironhammer.
Anything for our friends. Now, waste no more time here. Night will be upon you, and your people will freeze in the cold without shelter. Follow me to the gate.
Wee. For being short, the dwarves certainly make impressively tall things. And then it's just like has text of like what we just talked about popping up. I don't know why, but Rurik's talking to me or something. So I have another torch to carry because this mission has a theme of torches, I guess. Starts off with one and ends with one. There's some stone summit up ahead. guess we go this way. I mean, I'm gonna let these guys get turned into cinders first, but I'm gonna make sure, yeah, my inventory is plenty clear enough to get the proof of legend. All those pyromancies going off. Basically, the Stone Summit have taken over this giant cauldron, and we need to light the beacons to let them know that the Stone Summit are no longer in control of the giant cauldron. Because we couldn't light it if they were. Strength of Honor is a good skill. Increases melee attack damage, physical attack damage. Now I'm curious. That's in Smiting Prayers. Strength of Honor. Yeah, increases melee attack damage, which is actually kind of interesting that it doesn't specify physical attack damage, but rather melee. So I wonder if that works with elemental weapons and conjures or not. That would be something to potentially test. Now, each of these Storm Beacon things that I need to light are guarded by Summit Beastmasters, which are these guys that like to Giant Stomp. I love it when you can slide around. This game has some interesting sync quirks. There we go.
The beacon! It's lit! The way must be clear. Now is our chance. We make for Grubel's Gulch.
I like that wagon design. People transport on the bottom, supplies transport on top. For how short they are, the Dwarvens make impressively tall structures and extremely massive gates.
The fighting has stopped. They must have had too much ale tonight.
No, that was no brawl. I could swear I heard the shouts of men.
What would men be doing on Shiverpeak?
I do not know. These are strange days.
Sir, the beacon has been lit.
Impossible. The Stone Summit would never abandon their posts.
The flames burn brightly, sir. And there is more. A band of men are marching for the gulch. They're approaching the gate.
So, it was men who lit the beacon.
Whoever it was, they had to get through Dagnar's men to do it.
Dagnar Stonepit,
Any
leader of
enemy
the
of
Stone
the
Summit.
Stone Summit is a friend of Deldrimor. Open the gate! Captain, prepare quarters. I am Brechnor Ironhammer, Lord of Grubel's Gulch.
I am Rurik of Ascalon. Your brother, the king, speaks highly of your hospitality.
My brother tells the truth. What brings you here?
I'm leading these refugees over the Shiver Peaks. We wish to cross Borless Pass into the human kingdom of Kryta.
Well then, Rurik of Ascalon, welcome to Grubel's Gulch. You are free to stay with us as long as you will.
Thank you, mountain friend. Rin is forever in your debt.
My massive, massive bird. And here we are in Grubel's Gulch, aka the Frostgate mission. My Proof of Legends count has grown. Couple of honeycombs can go over there, and salvage a few of these things. And ID a few of the others. Okay. There's a merchant over here. But yeah, this outpost actually is Grubel's Gulch. If you noticed during the cutscene at the end there, we could see this gigantic cauldron. I don't know what they use it for. My immediate hunch is ale brewing, but it seems to have magical glowy sparkles coming out of it, so who knows? Maybe they make magical ale in it. It is extremely massive, though, either way. I need to go find Figo. I think he's down by the docks? Maybe? I want to get to Ilona, because Chobek Village is a very easy mission to do, and so it can get me one of the Proofs of Legend fairly rapidly. Cormyr is in Lionsgate. Okay, cool. Seems like an excellent time to drink one of these sugary blue drinks. Gives you a massive speed buff in town, which is basically the best thing they've ever introduced. Is items that give you speed buffs in town. That's maybe a little strong. Weaver of Naboo, Nebo. I don't know what they call that place. Nebo probably. Pretty great, but not dealing with it right now. Yep. Bunch of random people in here. I'm here for Cormyr. She says she's Cormyr, and is trying to find people to help fight the issue that they're encountering in Ilona. And she tells me all sorts. And now I need to go kill the things making these rifts. They are level 18, which greatly outclasses me, but I'm not really concerned what with my massive stack of level 20 heroes. That's a level 2 Grasp of Insanity. It's worth 41 experience points. I think that was a bit lower than something that I killed that was lower level earlier, and that's because I have more people with me. That's just mechanically how it works. Then we need to chill here and let this drain. That'll pop the rift. Madge Malacquire is an extremely mysterious individual of unknown age and power and identity. Okay, just need to kill the remaining rifts. Well, that was my pet just getting burnt to a crisp. Sheesh. Back up. Torment Claw. Well, that doesn't sound like any fun. My pet die again. I need to remember to change Price to a more defensive build. Okay, one rift left. It is... I'm going to go this way to get to it. It's actually fairly unguarded. There's these guys up on the cliff that I'm going to tell my dudes to go burn. Then I'm going to just, yeah, drain this. Ooh, a tall shield. Okay, that countdown timer of about 30 seconds or so is just that way you can like pick up any items or whatever before the mission zone version of Lion's Arch ends. Nothing terribly exciting. I wonder if the shield is better than what I currently have. Requires 9 tactics, so probably not. No, because this gives me 9 armor while my health is above 50%, and this one gives me 15 armor, but it requires tactics that I do not have as substantial. I don't have much in the way of tactics. I have enough to make Healing Signet not completely terrible, I guess. I once whiffed. Oh, excuse me, I thought I was in town again. I was not. Yay, Cormier, say hi. Yay, we are ready. Yes, take me there. Well, let this play. I forget what it is. It's been a long time.
Elona, land of the golden sun. A land of wealth and bounty. A land of heroes. A land protected by its champions, the Order of the Sun Spears. A shadow now falls upon this land. The shadow of an ancient and forgotten darkness. Night falls. The time of the 5 gods is at an end.
Oddly accurate statement. Mostly having to do with numbers, but nonetheless. Yay, 1,000 experience. A thing, it gives me stuff. I don't know what it does. Haha, another thing that gives me stuff. Haha. Right. Welcome to the land of trading. Spamadon is the nickname for Commandant Jewel of Easton because of all of the people selling and stuff here. Don't ask me why. I didn't make it up. Oh, you can trade for birthday cupcakes. How interesting. What do you give me? Creme brulees and scrolls and stuff. Sugary blue drinks. You know what? I will buy your sugary blue drinks. Somebody's name is literally Chatlog. That amuses me greatly for some reason. No, I don't need to talk to somebody named Chatlog. They're level 3 anyway. How did that happen? This is the command thing. It is easy experience and super boring. I'm not particularly concerned about it. Yes. Okay, I'm going to want to pop back to there, but I'm going to go... That's like command training over there or something, isn't it? I don't remember. There's all sorts of random stuff going on. Yeah... Report to Tactician Hodge once you have a hero in your party to begin command training. I might as well do this, because like I said, it's easy experience. This is a giant tutorial map area that they dump you in after the first mission. It's not anything extraordinary. Useful for teaching you about mechanics of the game and stuff, but beyond that, it doesn't really matter much. Let's send you guys over to Area 1. Actually, no, let's do this. You go to Area 1, you go to Area 2, and you go to Area 3. Normally you're supposed to be doing this with like level 2 heroes or something. So, level 20 heroes will outclass things a little aggressively. Tells me how to use flags, position heroes. Where the buttons are to run the flags, that sort of thing. What they do. Stuff that's useful to know mechanically, but yeah. It only matters if you're actually playing the game. Well, Meteor Shower made quick work of that mess. Yep. I am capturing areas 2 and 3. I should sell that shield. Yay. And then just send everybody over to Area 1, that's fine. Whoop. That flag, please. Flag priority order is a little weird. Then I could talk to him if I need any more help with commanding things. There's a Grant Hammer over there I'm not going to bother to pick up because it's going to be worth about 2 gold, and it's just not worth walking over there. I think the spot I need to go to is actually over this way. There's some practice dummies that you can attack. Get a feel for damage across different armor levels. 60 armor is flat, so if you have 60 armor, then attacks will deal their rated damage. So like an elemental spell, for example, will do the amount of damage it's claimed to deal. More armor will decrease. I believe it's halved every 40 AL. Every 40 armor. Something like that. One moment, need some water. Alright. So this mission I can't do until I have costs available to me, and I don't have costs available to me until I have done some of the random missions, so need to go investigate which one they need me to do there. Thanks. A little bit of experience in gold. Nothing major, but definitely useful. How many hero skill points do I have? I don't know if anything tells me. Well, that guy will. Okay, one of these battle preparations. Talk to Cormier. Okay, that's probably what I need to do. Okay, I do not have any of those, that's fine. Sweet. Pile of skills. Well, whirling defense is good times. But I'm not sure if that will be given to me or not, so I'm not going to grab it right now. Critical chop I'm pretty sure won't. Natural stride is useful. Guess I'll grab those two for now. I'll want more skills later, but somebody wants to do the Eternal Grove mission. I just did that yesterday and it was a bear. Hey Mox, I am the one. Mox is now recruited as a hero. Yeah, whatever. Hi Cormier, battle preparations, do things, yay. That unlocks those dudes, that's pretty fantastic. There's some quest stuff with Jin and Sasuke over here. I'm going to pick Jin. I like Jin better. Sasuke is technically a superior choice because elementalists can be pretty good. Apparently we're fighting them or something. I don't really know. They're level like 11, so it's not particularly significant. Ooh, this is fun though.
Jin! Acolyte Jin!
What is it, Sosuke?
What do you think?
Of what?
That Sunspear leader, of course.
Nice moves. Has potential.
That's it?
That's enough.
Something is going on here in Alona. I can feel it in my bones. This Sunspear is going to be a big part of it.
If you say so. I am just looking for someone to learn from. It is the Zaishen way.
There's nothing about the Zaishen way that says we can't be enthusiastic about what we do.
Okay.
Field General Hayao will allow this Sunspear to train one of us. I hope I am chosen.
I hope so too.
Thank you.
Then I won't have to listen to you jabbering on.
What did you just say?
But yeah, Sasuke, better choice because Elementalist. Elementalists do all sorts of fire damage, blah blah blah. Not terribly exciting. Here's the guy I'm talking to. Thank you. I want Jin because I like Jin better. What does this quest want me to do? Travel to Zelon Reach. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now, thanks. I'm going to just pop back to Chobok. Add costs. What do you do? Costs. Stuff doesn't matter. I'm not really caring about what he does right now that much, if you couldn't tell. Oh yeah, I wanted to change that to like Swift Chop. Swift Chop is fun. It deals a little bit of bonus damage and has an effect if they're blocked. You chill here, Koss. That is what I want of you. Actually, no. You know what? You go over there. I'm going to use Koss to help double team this. I'm just going to use this really bad, completely out of place bow. Oh man, a copper shilling. Just what I always wanted. Koss, go over there. Now begin cleaning up that mess over there. I don't even remember what they're telling me, but basically just like pick up the fire oil, fling it at the ships. This is an extremely straightforward mission, which is kind of the point. Extremely tutorially. I think I probably played it yesterday or the day before or whatever. I get my days of the week messed up sometimes. Let's see, that boat is still standing. Looks like Koss did a pretty good job of cleaning up over there, so I'm going to send him over that way. Is he unaggressive? He's unaggressive. I will let him be unaggressive. That stuff will all get picked up, so. Okay. I'm going to switch him to guard while I'm paying attention to that detail. Behold.
Yes! Take that, you Corsair dogs, and don't come back!
Koss. I guess I need to go talk to Puba or something. I think I completed this special training. Take me to Commandant. Yes, please. There's all the loot from the mission that I didn't pick up. Elite Junlight Agent Isaku is a baker. I think makes birthday cupcakes. Actually, Koss is still using the other bad ones, so these are stuff that they give that are automatically less bad for the purposes of giving to your heroes. Let's grab Nankoro, Talcora. Yeah, let's give you a better Holy Branch. Let's give you this better Protective Icon and Protective Rod. And where's Milani? Let's give you this better Scythe. Okay, cool. Okay, the rest of this is salvage material. delete stuff. Okay. Now, what does this require me to do? Battle preparations. Sunspear Great Hall for further orders. I'm not going to do that right this moment. I kind of is what I want to say, but and costs, sure. These guys do not have anything approaching bars. There, that's something approaching a bar. Oh, he has a sword. Probably shouldn't give him an axe build. Oh, I don't really have random generic. You know what, let's find one of my... Oh, what's in random? Okay, that's some bad monk builds or something it looks like. Farming is not the spot I want to go. What? Okay. Let's do... Let's raise the Tuka builds. That's some pet stuff. There we go. Okay, that'll work. Now I just need to get to the Sunspear Great Hall, which is that gigantic building in front of me, so it's not like it's all that far away. It's just really boring getting there is all. Yeah, a boring standard outfit. So I'm going to measure Shiro to make it more interesting. How's that sound? I like some of their ambient sound effects. Cicadas, for example, are pretty nice. Forget if you get... no. I'm currently not a Sunspear anything or another, but that'll be changing fairly soon, I think, because this quest probably gives you... well, you can get enough stuff to get ranks, the early ranks, pretty quickly. You needed to be captain for something, and I think they set stuff up so you wouldn't have to grind for it. I don't remember the details, though. We must secure champions. Dawn. Aggressives have landed and plan to do stuff that is bad. Go do things to stop them. Report to a scout, and then another dude for some more instructions. We must defend Champions Dawn. Okay. So that is our next follow-up quest bit. I remember farming here for Drake kebab bits. Drake meat or something that I could turn into kebabs. Maloney, don't be unaggressive. Aggressive is occasionally useful, but most of the time you don't want it. It does what it says on the tin. It makes the hero extremely aggressive, and they will go off and fight anything that's near them, and that can often lead to greater pulls of enemies than you're wanting to do, and things like that. So, it tends to end poorly, in my experience. Okay. There's a guy I need to talk to, Elite Scout Zuso. Soothing images, eh? He tells me more plot. If you want to see it, it's on the wiki. Obviously, I don't care about it that much. Basically, just go do things. Thank you. So this is the significant one. This one gives you 300 Sunspear promo points. That jumps you all the way up to Captain. Let's see. He talks about stuff that's happening, and he wants to know if we're ready to defend Champion's Dawn. I am ready to spend my attribute points, and Axe Mastery, and Expertise. And now we are ready to defend Champion's Dawn. Yes. I don't quite remember 100% what we do here. I imagine we just kill a bunch of pirates called Corsairs. That is looking extremely likely. Maybe I'm low enough level. Ooh, my pet will probably get good experience from this, actually. So that's promising. I'm using lower level heroes so they get experience points so they can level up. If anybody was wondering. Ah yeah, Signal of Devotion. Reversal of Fortune is so mediocre. That might be a controversial statement, but against something like this, where I'm taking like 6 or 12 damage, I'd be better off with a proper healing skill that straight up heals for a huge chunk, than a skill that will prevent, effectively heal for like 20 maybe, if I'm lucky. It's a very swingy skill. In actuality. Automatic bounties is pretty nice. My weapon is so weak. Ooh, that's my pet leveling. Which is encouraging. Actually, 8 Axe Mastery. Once I get up to 9, I can start potentially wielding, not necessarily strictly an axe, but a weapon that is less weak. Let's see, I have a hammer that's really bad. I have a sword that's really bad, and then I have a sword that's actually pretty good, so I may switch over to a sword build. here. Actually, I'm going to look at things a little bit more thoroughly with my attribute points in just a moment to see what I can do that way. I wonder if Midshipman Barradin spawning here is a good sign. I'm wanting this particular mission to be over because it is not terribly exciting. Okay, now we need to go and fight some dudes. This direction, apparently. So we're seizing the Corsair landing points. So basically the idea is that they are landing ships here and we want to stop that. There's a bunch of Cornins among the Corsairs. It's a mess, whatever. May not be so eager to give up my self-heal. Something here is strong. This guy. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, I may in fact be failing this mission on the basis of Dunkoro not having a very efficient bar for this. Apparently my pet is out of range. That plus I think I may have double aggroed. Yeah. Okay, the Ensigns group kind of came out of nowhere. This is frustrating because I also have a paucity of resurrection skills, the only one being on Kos. I typically am okay, but I'm not used to doing these 4-person groups, so... I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to complete this, unfortunately. It makes me want some Scrolls of Resurrection, though. Yeah, I don't like to assign resurrection skills to monks because they shouldn't be resurrected